Buenos dias, Gunnerz Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye, bye. In the menudo style of direct fashion, old school shit right there. We're about to get straight to it. But before we do, let's hit that intro. Look, I'm doing the dubs. How dubs do it? He did some crazy shit, right? Look, before we hit the like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all. So that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that I'm kicking. And I appreciate all the support. I'm very humbled by it, man. So Gunner got knocked out. I did a couple times in a row. Look, man, I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit here and act like I've been in prison, been a gangbanger, and never took no elbows. I took L's. I took a lot of W's. I took a lot of L's, man. That was part of the life. You know, the way I was raised, you take some bumps, some scrapes, but you keep on fighting, Craig. You live another day, right? Hopefully, you know, in some cases, you don't live another day, but you got to at least go out swinging. That's the way I learned. That's the way I was laced up, educated. And that's what happened. But in these two stories, I'm going to tell you, I didn't even get a chance to swing, right? These were a couple snake moves. Well, one of them I seen coming. The other one, I had no idea. To this day, I found out what it was behind, but I still, why me? Why come? Why me, right? So trip out on this. I was in prison, right? I was in the gym living. Gyms, to some people, they're cool because it's a big old dorm and there's more wiggle room. But a lot of people locked up, especially in the California Department of Corrections, like cell living. Now, to me, it didn't really matter. You know, I prefer cell living just because you only have to deal with one person, one farts, one fucking cagada, one everything, right? You don't have to deal with a whole bunch of people shitting their pants. You don't have to deal with a whole bunch of different temperaments, a whole bunch of different, you know, emotions. There'll be some motherfuckers on their period up in there. Some dudes, man, are just crybabies, whiners, dudes. What's my primo doing over there? Your primo's fucking her. That's what he's doing over there, homies. Pensa, but that's exactly what's going on. He's on the phone with his primo, like, damn, primo, you haven't even rolled me. What are you doing at my old lady's house? He says, I was just making sure everything was all right over here. Is it? It's tight over here. Everything's tight. Everything's tight. Well, loose now, but, you know, tight. It was tight in the beginning, loose in the end. So you got to deal with a lot of different people's emotions and what they're going through. And that's a perfect concoction of bullshit, right? Of drama and violence. And prison begets violence. And believe me, it gets violent real quick. The drop of a dime. And if someone's dropping a dime. So trip out on this. We were in the gym, right? We were gym living and they had triple bunks, but it was going on in this gym. There was a gang of dope. There was a gang of money floating around, gang of frajos, which at that time, man, I was a heavy smoker. So I was into, you know, the tobacco game. There was cell phones everywhere. I mean, it was just a corrupted ass gym, just the way we liked it in prison. It was going on. Well, there was a lot of tattoo work going on. And one thing about tattoos in prison, you know, there's going to be sometimes that you have to wiggle and hide the machine and everything. And if a cop finds a machine, he'll just snatch it. Usually you're not going to get a 115. You're not going to get a write-up. They'll just take it. And there's ways that homeboys that are porters or homeboys that are fucking working can get your shit back. So don't trip. You lose something in prison, sometimes there's an option of getting it back, depending upon what cop it is, where they put it, and who has juice. So a lot of the times in the gym, they take our machines that they seen us with them. We'd get them right back. It was nothing to it but to do it. Now, everybody wants to get tattoos in prison. That's like a prison thing, right? Oh, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get blasted. They don't know why or what they're going to get. They just want to get blasted. I've seen dudes get stick figures tattooed on them. Just yonky, straight trash, right? Now, in this first story, I'm going to tell you, trip out on this. This was the first knockout, right? So previously, before this guy got to the gym living, right? And when I say gym living, those that have been in prison know I was on a 3-yard. The gym was converted into a dormitory, a dorm, because of overflow. There's too many fucking prisoners. Too many prisoners, not enough beds. So they turned the gym into a fucking dorm, which, like I said, it was going on. It was cool there. I had a good gang of good-ass homeboys there, a couple homeboys from my county. It just was a cool spot at that particular time, right? Everybody wanted to be in the gym because we had all the diz out. And that's just the facts, right? And in prison, dope means something to somebody. So anyways, we're in there doing our thing. And I wanted to get some work done, some tattoo work. And there was a vato that was there. Mexicano dude, right? Used to be a Southerner, was not a Southerner no more. Kind of just like shied away from everybody, was real quiet, but was known to do good tattoo work. Like I'd seen a lot of his work. It was all phenomenal. And I'll be honest with you guys, being from Northern California, I'll tell you guys right off the top, there's some good ass tattoo artists from Northern California, but Southsiders tattoo better. Look, I'm not hating. I'm not even debating. Southsiders got better tattoo artists and tattoo work. It's just the way it fucking worked out, right? It's just the way it is. There's more of them. So there's going to be more tattoo artists with more skills. It's just the way it is. So anyways, this dude I seen his work and I was like, damn, but he charged a lot. And in prison, one thing I learned, like the way you're taught on like a 4 or a 3 yard, you don't never charge anyone unless it's dope or something like that, a certain amount for like a haircut or a tattoo or nothing. You know, there are dudes that'll be like, hey, 100 a sleeve, 150 a chest plate, 500 a back or whatever. And you know that their work is hella good, so you're paying that shit because on the streets, that's thousands of dollars. But in prison, if you're fucking laced the way I was, you don't never fucking ask anyone a price. You just be like, hey, hook me up with what you got, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look out for your boy. And usually they're going to plug you in. Hey, look, I'm going to give you like $50 in canteen, bro. Bam, they got you. Anyways, that's the way it used to work. That's the way the old school mentality is. Not everyone got the same mentality, right? It's different. So I go up to the homeboy one time. I'm like, hey, bro, his name was Sappy. He was from the IE. I was like, what's up, Big Saps? He was like, oh, what's up? I was like, hey, shit, I'm trying to get some work on my elbow. So I used to have a big old XIV. It's right here. I'm going to show you guys right where he fucked me up. See that? Whatever it looks like, a fucking demon with a black eye. Used to be a big old, not a big old XIV, but an XIV right there, right? And so I wanted to get this demon thing done on the elbow, you know, to bring in my sleeve. And in the midst of it, I wanted him to do the eye and leave the XIV in it or whatever. However he was going to incorporate it was up to him. And so he's like, all right. So he got into his Southerner feelings, his Southside feelings, and decided he was going to cover up the XIV with a big old blurt on my arm, a big old fucking blotch that looks like the back of fucking Big Boy's head, right? And so he's tatting me down. I'm not even paying attention. I got my headphones on. I'm kicking it, right? I'm aware, though. I got homeboys around me. He's getting down. Now, I'm not active at the time, right? 50-50 type shit, whatever. So Southerners could tat on you because he's not really a Southsider per se. He's just from Southern California. Anyways, he's getting down. He got into his Southside emotions, and he decides he wants to fucking blotch out the XIV on my arm with the, and I wouldn't care if he covered it. I ain't even tripping off all that. But with a blotch, right? A blurt. I got a blurt. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a football, right? And so as he's digging into my elbow, I'm feeling it, right? So I look at him because ain't no fucking numbing cream here, eh, right? I'm not Big Boy. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? And he was like, oh, no, I just got to dig right there. It's the elbow. It ain't even the elbow. It's the top. The elbow's right here, right? It's the top. And so I'm like, whatever, you know, he's getting down. And then when he's done, I look at the tattoo and I see this big old black fucking blotch. And the next day it starts to scab over. And I'm going through the motions, right? He had me like Mariah Carey. I was feeling emotions, right? And so what happens was I'm pissed. So I fashioned me up a little pedazo, right? Give me a little razor, a few razors together. I'm like, I'm going to cut this motherfucker, man. He done did me dirty. I felt like he was disrespecting because it was the XIV, so he was still gangbanging. But even more so, I felt like I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Don't be fucking me up, right? And I paid this dude. I had already paid him like $50 to do this he did this whole demon thing right here on me, right? And so he's getting ready to go to the showers, man. He's on his bunk. He's getting his shit together. And I ain't even going to lie, man. I went on my fucking straight up crazy shit. I walked up with a piece with the razor on him, and I sat down next to him on his bunk, and I was like, look, bro, I'm going to cut your fucking face up. Homie, you're going to fix this tattoo. It was already fucking scabbing and shit. I'm not used to nothing like that. I have good work, right? He was like, no, bro, it's going to be all right. You don't understand. And he starts making up all these excuses. And I ain't going to lie. I cut him a little bit on the arm. Like, you're going to feel what I felt, motherfucker, when you were tatting me, right? He's like, hey, kick back, homie. And so I got up and I was like, bro, you act any type of funny or any type of telling or any type of that shit, bro, I'm coming. Anyway, so I'm emotional as fuck. So the homeboys are like, damn, bro, you can't just be stabbing people. I'm like, hell yeah, I can. It's my arm, motherfucker. I only get 2 of them, right? And one of them's already all chueco from getting stabbed before. Nah, I'm cool. So anyways, that was that. So I guess the word went around, don't tattoo on me because I get too emotional. Like I'm too invested. I don't know, man. I thought I had a reason to be pissed. So a couple weeks later, this dude comes on the compa on the building, and he's known for doing good tattoo work. Not the greatest work, but decent, nice tattoo work. So he does a couple white dudes. I see he's getting down. He's shooting the shit, right? So I'm like, all right, this fool's cool. So this is where the first knockout comes, right? So, anyways, I got a tattoo. I don't feel like taking my shirt off and all that, but it's like some whatever the fuck it is, right? I wanted a Mayan statue right here. It's actually not a Mayan statue, excuse me, it's an Olmec, right? It's an old school ancient indigenous people, right? That has a lot of ties with the Mexicano culture. So I wanted that on my arm and a little fill-in right here. I thought he would do some smoke or some nice clean ass work, but he put like a fan or some shit. I don't know what he put. And again, in prison, you're defined by the respect that you get. And if you see a guy with a whole bunch of quacked up tattoos on his face and tattoo work that's all quack coming out of prison, it's because he had no respect. See, I was vice versa. I had a little bit of respect. No matter what side of the fence I was on, I had respect, right? So I felt a certain type of way about my tattoos. So, but me trusting this guy said, yeah, hey, bro, I'll cash you out 30. We worked out the deal for 30. Canteen, right? So he gets down. He does the little fucking Olmec the way I wanted it with I wanted it with the blunt blowing smoke. That's just what I wanted, right? And then he does his fan work. So I'm not too impressed with the fan work. I didn't really care for it, but it wasn't like it was quacked up. It was good work. I just didn't really care for it. It's not what I wanted, right? But again, I didn't tell him shit. So here comes Canteen. It's about a week later. Canteen hits. I'm third draw, right? Canteen hits. And me and all the homeboys are on the bunks right there. There's a little alleyway where it's like there's the wall where the homeboys slept right there in that area where there was the wall, and then there was their bunks. That was the coolest spot because that's where you could do all the tattoo work. That's where you could do everything. And the placas didn't even trip. They didn't even care about what was going on over there. Everyone's getting high, doing their thing. That was the kick it spot, right? It wasn't on blast because in that gym you had like a tower where the cops walk back and forth. They could pretty much see everything, and they could see down there, but it was like a little cuts the way we made it. So we're going through our bags of canteen, right? I probably had like about 100 something of canteen. I'm all hyped going through it. Everyone is canteen day. Everybody's nice. Everyone's happy. Fools are shooting. Fools are collecting their debts. So this dude comes walking down the alleyway, and I already know he's going to come ask me for his money. And one thing you don't do as a man is burn anyone. And I learned the hard way, right? But you don't burn anyone. You got to be a man about your word, right? No matter if you like the fucking tattoo work or not, you have to be about your word. Well, I was going to learn my lesson this day. So anyways, as he comes walking up, and he was a little skinny, fucking scrawny looking dude, like, bro, I'll fuck this dude up bad, right? Never judge a book by its cover. There's some more knowledge you can't get in college, some game. So as he comes walking up, right, he's like, hey, what's up, bro? Can I get at you real quick? Can I get at you? I was like, in a minute, bro. Get the fuck away from me before I hit you, right? And so he kind of walks off. So I think he feels, I tell the homies, I ain't giving that fool shit. I'm burning that fool. Fuck that fool. They're like, oh, I can't do him like that. Man, fuck that. I'll give him $10. That's about it. Look at this fucking tattoo. They're like, it's clean though. Yeah, but it's a fucking Japanese fan or some shit. Bro, Sasuke, if I wanted a Japanese, I would have went to the Asians. I'm cool, right? And so he comes back down and he already knows what time it is. So this dude tried to give me an out, right? Shit, man. Nowadays, I wish I would have took that out, right? Because that's why motherfuckers cross-eyed sometimes. That's why my eye goes like this sometimes. The motherfucker walks up and he goes, hey, look, bro, just shoot me 20. Just shoot me 20. And when he says 20, that means 20 worth of commissary, dope, whatever I got, right? And I look at him and I was mad. I was angry because he kept fucking with me. Like, here's one thing. When someone's doing something, you don't fuck with him in prison. Don't walk up on him. Don't tell him, hey, you got mine. Like, wait, homie. He'll get you when he got you, right? So I'm like, hey, bro, fuck, you're burnt. Fool, you ain't getting shit. And I turned, and when I turned, this motherfucker knocked me out. Boom! I fell ass up in the bed like motherfucking, I was about to say Wes Watson. He knows about that too. But I fell like that, like fucking on power, like whack 100 in the bed, buck naked, right? Butt all up in there. What happened? Homeboys are waking me up like, damn, bro. Hey, I immediately jumped up like, man, fuck that. We're going to have to fade. He comes in the thing. We take a nice little fizz aid. Boom, 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 boom. I ain't going to lie. Hit me hard again, right? So this motherfucker hit hard. Guess what I did? I ain't no motherfucking sucker, man. I ain't no punk. I'm a man, right? Shit, I got $25 worth of canteen together. I shot him an extra 5 minus the 5 that I owed him for the 30, and he only asked for 20, and I made sure he got that, right? But I caught my fade for it. That was the first time knockdown. I was discombobulated. That motherfucker hit me hard. But ain't nothing like this next one, right? So about a month later, same dorm, same issues. Now, in this dorm, you would have a lot of people gambling. So they'd set up the tables and they G. That's what we called it, gambling G. They'd play AC Doocy. That was their main fucking game. You got to have money for that one. Packages on the line. Cribbage, pinochle, hearts, and spada, spades. Spada. So they'd be fucking shooting it. I didn't get involved in the gambling because, first of all, I never had a family taking care of me like that, so I didn't have the money to do that. And two, every time it got emotional. Motherfuckers on their periods in the gambling table. If they lose and they don't feel like paying or they can't pay, knives were coming out. It happened every day, all the time, right? So anyways, there was this big-ass Mexicano, big old ex-northerner, just big old dude, right, from Sanjo. He used to run the gambling tables, so he got a little issue. That's a hustle in prison. Running the gambling tables, I mean, it's an issue that can get you caught up. But if you got that hustle, people respect you, you get a little bread off the top from every little bet, right? So he's in his game, and he's playing AC Doocy, this game. And this black dude's playing with him. And he's rocking this black dude on the AC Doocy. This black dude's like 300-400 in debt. And finally, the homie cuts him off like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to bet no play at our table until you pay your debt. And he owes not only the big homie right there, but he also owes a couple other black dudes. So everyone's tripping on him. Like, it's not a racial thing. Like, motherfuckers are tripping. Like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Hey, money overcomes all race. Believe me, money is green. And it green trumps black, brown, white, all that every time. So even the Woods are looking like, damn, brother, that black dude, he's in for a lot of green, brother, right? Got coffee, right? So everyone's doing their thing. Anyway, so he starts seeing the black dudes and the Mexican dude like talking. And I ain't even going to lie, the conversation that was going around, because people were hearing it, I didn't hear it, not in time. But I guess the conversation going around was if he didn't come back by chow with something, some pills from the yard, some dope, something, a down payment on what he owed, because he owed a lot of money, they were going to whack him, right? Somebody was going to whack him. Probably the black dudes would whack their own. Anyways, it's a razor line. So this is the way they did it. You would get issued a razor, a state razor to use, right? Because you couldn't buy them on Canteen, nothing like that. You get a razor from the people. And you had to take a razor back to get a new one. So I was like on Wednesdays, they'd be like, hey, razor line. So everybody would get in line to get your razor. You forward that razor to the cop at the podium. He gives you a new one. Boom. So you can shave throughout the week. You get one razor a week, right? And so everybody, if you miss razor line, you're fucked. You'd be cutting the shit out of your stuff, right? You'd be having razor bumps like fucking like Bosco, whatever his name is. So anyways, you're fucking literally your cheek will look like his nose. You don't want that, do you? I didn't. So anyways, I'm just standing in line, just innocent than a motherfucker. Remember, I don't gamble, I don't do drugs, I'm not involved in them PC gangs or whatever they got going on. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just me on my own. I got homeboys right there. We're selling a little bit of frajos. We're trying to stay, maintain. And I just got knocked out by old boy about a month before, so I didn't want no more smoke. Like my eye was still twitching, right? I was on my smoky shit in the cage. Like I wasn't right yet. Can't get right? Shit, Lefty, I'm going to tell you, I couldn't either for a while there. And I was about to get wrong again. So as I'm standing in line for the razors, this black dude is paranoid because he knows dudes are going to book him, right? I don't know none about what's going on over there. I seen them dudes over there gambling, but it's none of my business, right? And I'm standing, and then I wake up on the ground, both eyes leaking off one hit. They said, so for what I gathered from it, what I gathered from the gaggle of people that were right there that didn't help me and didn't jump in, right? That I'm just standing in line. This black dude was like, man, fuck these Mexicans, and just hit my ass and knocked me smooth out. I mean, he hit me from the side. I didn't see it coming. I guess he swung around me and just boom. Big old dude too. Just, that was it. Game over. I woke up, whopping. The homeboy's like, damn, bro, you stay getting knocked out, right? That's it, man. I mean, so the shit happens in prison, man. Sometimes you're not even involved in shit and you're going to get down, right? Now, again, man, it just was what it was. Again, I'll take my L's. I was mad as a motherfucker, but they took the black dude, snatched him up. I woke up. They took me to the infirmary. Like, you okay? I was like, I ain't saying nothing. They're like, motherfucker, we didn't ask you that. Oh, shit. Because at the same time, I wasn't going to say nothing even if I knew nothing. But, hey, the way he hit me, I didn't even remember my name. I was concussed like a motherfucker, right? This is my concussion. I was fucked up. Anyways, that just goes to show you, man, in prison, everyone could take L's, man. I wanted to put that out there. I got knocked out a couple different times, man. I'm not scared to say it. All these high-power motherfuckers, oh, man, I always fucked everyone up. I always had the knife. I always had that. But they're in the same position I'm in. non-active, and on the streets. Come on, bro. Keep it real. You know your ass got flatlined a few times. It's just the way it is. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the stories, man, this afternoon. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in, and that's to stay away from anyone that hits hard. And I hope you guys learned your lesson vicariously through me, the gun. Bang, bang.